Hello, welcome to the email prep list training. Basically, what this is, we're going to basically go over a quick way to prep your email list for import to a maybe a autoresponder or whatnot. A lot of times with autoresponders, they may require you to actually have it in a certain format. For example, commonly you may see where it has like the email comma name, or whatnot. So email address, comma name, and it basically wants you to have it in that format so you can import it to whatever popular email responder you may have. And it could that format could be very, but in this particular case, we're going to go over this one for Aweber. Sometimes Aweber may require you to import in that particular format, and this is what had happened in the past. So until further notice, this is pretty much the way that we actually do this. So first things first is that a lot of times when you export a list, you may have it in what's called separate columns in Excel spreadsheet. So you're going to may have your name, a column, and you're going to have an email column. So a lot of times, of course, again, when that comes in that format, it may be take a lot of work to basically go through each of these, emails or these names of emails and basically type, copy this email here. Say, for example, you had to copy it, paste, comma, space, and then go ahead and copy that and do the same thing for that there, and then have it that way. Now imagine if you had a list of, I don't know, say 800, 1,000, 10,000, 30. These email lists can get huge, and of course you would need like a, I don't know, maybe like a hundreds of thousands of people to do something like that. It depends on how big the list is. But I know I'm being very, exaggerating there. But either way, that's a lot of work. So my goal is to show you guys a way to cut that work into half or three quarters or whatever you want to call it. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So this example we're going to do, we have a simple list. So this is pretend we have a list of emails. We have 20 emails, right? And you have your name column and you have your email column. What we're going to do is we're going to find a simple way to combine these without having to type it in. So first things first, whenever you do this, we want to make sure we have the proper formats and things of that nature. So in this example, we're going to have it where it's going to be an email address, comma, space, name. All right. So we're going to we're going to make a column called comma. All right, and all we're going to do is put a comma here. We're going to use a cool feature. A lot of times you see this in Excel, but we're using Google Sheets. What you can do is you can drag this and copy it down instantly. So we're going to, hover over this little square there where you see a little plus, and then you want to drag that down. Bam. Now we have the comma in all these cells here, and you'll see an example. You'll see in a second why we need that. All right, and now we're going to use a cool feature called concatenate. This is a formula that you can use, very popular again in Excel, but also Google Sheets is pretty cool where it actually has that same feature. And we're going to go ahead and type that in. But first we want to name this column. This is going to be our email and name. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to have this magically appear into this particular cell. The way we're going to do that is we're going to enter the formula. So the formula is going to be equal sign. All right, and then you're going to type in concatenate. So it's going to be spelled with C-O-N. Bam, there you go. If you can see, it's pretty friendly there for us. It got it for us. So we're going to click on this, and it's going to give us the concatenate formula. Now what we're going to do, we're going to tell it where is this, what cells, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to concatenate? What are you trying to combine? Basically, was asking you. So we're going to tell it, okay, we want to have it in this particular order. We want to get the B column. So we're going to start with B2. So we're going to say B2. All right, so we're saying we want the email address. So it's actually showing you exactly what we want. All right, and then we're going to say comma, and we want to also combine the C column or the C here or the C2. So we want to say C2. All right, so now it's going to do the email address, comma. All right, and then we're going to tell it, we also want that name, but before that name, we want a space. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in the open quote, and then we'll put a space, and then close quote. So basically what we're saying is that, all right, we want to have it to, we want to start, we want to have a space, we want to have a combine this here, let's see here, where am I at? This name, sorry. This name, we want to basically have it add this name, but we're going to put a space in there. So this is the formula for it. All right. And you don't have to necessarily remember this formula. As long as you know, you can reference this video, find it, whatever. This should help out. But either way, we want to basically put another comma, and then we're going to put in the, what is that? We want the A. So we want A and then 2. All right, and then we're going to put the parentheses and hit enter. And as you can see, magically, you have the email, comma, space, name. All right, and this is the formula. This is the format that usually, like I said, Aweber, for example, they like it to be in this particular format. If you're having issues like this importing the list generically, sometimes you may have to prep that list, and this is the best, fastest way I've done it. All right, so again, the concatenate feature was going to do is going to combine whatever columns or cells that you wanted to combine. You just got to make sure you tell it what to do. So if you can see the formula up here, it shows you concatenate B2, which is the email column, and this one here. Then you're going to have a comma, then C2, which is going to be the comma, because you want these commas to be after the email. And then you're also going to put a space after that comma, and then put the actual name, which is going to be this. And this is the formula here. So if you can remember this formula, again, for me, I understand it to be that when you put this comma here and these quotations, whatever, it gives you this, you can put the space. Either way, just copy this. Make sure you remember there's a space between those quotations if you're doing it in this particular format. And that's pretty much it for that. Now, one more thing we got to do is we want to make sure that all these do the same thing. So if you already remember what we did before, we're just going to copy this formula. And Excel or Google Sheets are pretty smart, where basically this it already knows that you want to do this as a series. So it's going to copy the same formula, but it's also going to change this B2 to B3, B4, B5, and so on and so forth for all of these. So actually, you see, we drag this down all the way down to this. It copied everything from each row here. So it's all done. So now you can see here you have this email list that you had of all the names and emails and well, I didn't have the comments before. We just added that, but name and emails. Now you have it in a nice friendly format that you can import quickly. And all we're going to do now, we're just going to take this because one more last step is that these columns, when you copy this, if you copy this over to whatever format sheet or whatever, it's going to be in this particular format of the formula. So we're going to copy this, and then we're going to paste it where let me show you here. We're going to paste it here. Call this name and email just to show. I usually start with two tabs. So I have a start tab and the finish tab. So the finish tab, this is going to be just the raw data or the email name, the email and name already done. Now, if you just click here and hit paste, right, it's going to have errors because it's trying to get the code. It's trying to basically duplicate the same thing you did on this sheet. It's trying to do it here, but there's no name, email column, B2. It's just all over the place, so it doesn't know what to reference. So we don't want to do it that way. When you paste this, you want to paste special, all right, and you want to do paste values only. So bam, when you do values only, all it's going to do is just take the actual what we see here. Because if you notice, if you click here, it's showing this versus if you click here, it's showing that. If that makes sense to you, basically what it's saying is that it's a formula here. It's not an actual name. This is a formula here. But cool thing is, again, with this program or with Google Sheets, it already knows that hey, if you just want the formula, if you just want the name, you just copy and paste special where there's do the values only or the name was only. So that's pretty much it. I mean, it's pretty simple. If you just follow the steps, you'll be good. And all you gotta do is you just copy this and paste it into your Aweber account, which you should already know that. If you don't, maybe I do a training on that as well. But for now, this is very, very simple process. So that's pretty much it. But definitely, if you have any questions, please feel free to hit me up. Definitely reach me here, any of the channels that I have available that you're watching this on. So, all right, thank you for tuning in, and have an amazing day. Take care.